Hey guys, my name is David, and currently I'm a senior in high school. And I thought today I would tell you guys a little bit through my journey through the faith. And, I just thought by the voice of God, in a sense, that I should be doing this. So, strap down, or sit down, strap on, hold on to your seatbelts or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just hold on tight because this might be a long video just explaining what I went through and how I've gotten to the point where I am today with my relationship with God. So, my relationship with God didn't really start until a year and a half ago. Now, I was baptized around the age of 7. I went through private school, Catholic school, and even to a Catholic high school all my life. Beginning from kindergarten to a senior now, and Catholic high school. I've been to Catholic school all my life. So I've heard about God almost every single day of my life. And I was baptized around the age of 7. But I think as little kids, we don't understand, that how important the faith is to our lives. And to be honest, from getting baptized at age 7 to receiving the Eucharist the first time to even getting confirmed, I didn't understand how important the faith was to my life. And even going into high school, I did not understand it. I didn't fully recognize that the Lord was working through me, and I just didn't realize that and didn't fully accept that. And I remember being weird. I was a weird kid throughout high school. Still am now in a sense, but I was a weird kid through high school. And I did dumb things. Whether that would just be, sometimes, especially late sophomore, beginning of junior year, just drinking, smoking the devil's lettuce, just not giving full acceptance to the Lord. I didn't, that's what I was doing. I wasn't me. That's what I felt like. I felt like these things, I felt like these things would help me, and they would, get me through high school, and they would build these memories that in 10 years I can go back on. I tell my high school friends and be like, dude, do you remember that one time that we got totally hammered and you puked all on the floor and I almost slipped in that stuff like that? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And I thought that's what high school is, to build these memories and to just have fun with my life. But I remember there would be days where I felt so alone, where I felt so just not myself. And I remember beginning of my junior year, I was going through a lot. Just a lot of personal problems. Friends and my family weren't good. I didn't feel, just things were bad. Let's just put it at that. Things were real bad in my life at the time. And that's where I needed God the most. And by the grace of God, my friend came, and he came to me one day and he said, hey, come to youth group this Sunday. Just go and see what happens, and if you like it, stay. If you don't like it, fine, leave. So I decided, hey, I'll go to youth group, I'll figure out, what this is. And of course, I've been there before. Like I said, I've heard about God every single day, so of course I knew about this youth group. But I went to a couple meetings, and I just totally forgot about it, and it wasn't a big, vital part of my life. But I go to this youth group, and oh my God, guys, absolutely changes. It changed me. Now, it wasn't a big boom, different, not the same anymore, child of God, boom, shooting out Jesus lasers straight into my eyes, into my soul, fire, all that. No, it wasn't like that. But it was a gradual step. Consistency over intensity. And that's exactly what it was. Little by little, God was changing my life. I wasn't really drinking anymore. And the times I did, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was morally wrong for me to do this. I knew that I could be having fun. I could be doing other things that are just give me the same amount of joy and happiness without this drinking involved. And little by little, I started to understand that God was working through me. That God was giving me so many blessings. That even there'd be moments where I turned my back, that He would say, it's okay. Come back to me. I still love you. And I still care for you. And I still want you. And that's exactly what I've been doing. Even the times where I've failed the most, where I've turned back to sin, that God He's welcomed me back into His loving arms. And I can't thank Him enough for that. And guys, this was a year ago. This was about a year ago, year and a half ago. And I've changed exponentially since then. My relationship with God is on fire. It's there. And it's beaming. And every day, I can't thank Him enough. But what I've also learned, guys, is that don't give up on the Lord when that feeling isn't there. When that feeling, when you don't feel God, when that fuzziness and that goodness runs out, that you do not turn your back away from God and go from the sin that was making you feel alone and powerless in the first place. God is always going to be there, even when you don't feel like it. I remember at the beginning of coming back to the Lord and feeling that goodness, that fire. And there's been times throughout this year where I felt that fire and that goodness. And that's by the touch of God. And that's what you needed. And that's what I needed, That's what I needed at that specific point in my life. But there's been also times where I haven't felt Him, in a sense. Where I haven't felt that goodness. Where I haven't felt that. But I know He's there. And I know He'll always welcome me back into His arms. And that's what He would do with every single one of us. Yes, my faith has been a challenge. But no one has ever told me that it was going to be easy. No one has ever told me my faith was going to be something that I can sit on the couch or I can go to Mass and zone out on and say that's okay. No one ever told me that because you have your faith, everything is going to be right. That everything you wanted in life is going to be given to you. Because guys, it's not our time in this world, but God's time to tell us when and where we receive His grace, when and where we have these good feelings. And there's also going to be the times, and He also says when and where, when we struggle, that we keep on coming back to the Lord. Let me tell you one thing. I've told you plenty of things, but let me tell you one thing to close this out. My faith has had high highs, but had low lows. And yes, I felt the grace of God. And I felt that goodness and that fire in my soul. Of course I have. But I've also felt times of emptiness. But I know within that emptiness, within that suffering that God has put into my life, that out of that suffering, something is beautiful out of that. He makes something beautiful come out of that suffering. And I've seen that. I've seen that within my own life, and I've seen that with others. Out of suffering, He makes something beautiful. Guys, Don't ever give up on God. Because He'll never give up on you. And He'll never say no to you. In times of struggle, in times of pain and suffering, give it up to God. In times of happiness, in times of pure joy, give that up to God. Thank God for all that. Thank you guys for listening. It's been an amazing 10 to 11 minutes I've been talking to this camera, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to tell you guys. God will never turn your back, and I promise you that. Thank you guys.